up, YouTube? Fight like a robot. It's your boys, Chicago Love, Detroit Dubs, Detroit Red Wings Mike, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes. Friday night just got live.
All right, we are here, guys. It is a Friday. Welcome to the Friday Funhouse, and what a week it's been in the gaming community. There's been so much great stuff happening with retro gaming, with arcade gaming, with console gaming. We could do a 3-hour stream tonight. Mike literally picked 22 topics for tonight's episode, but Mike, we got to get this done in only 1 hour and 18 minutes. Is that going to be freaking possible? If you think we'll make our mark, give us a 1 in the chat. If you think we're going to go beyond an hour and 18 minutes, give us a 2 in the chat. Mike, I'm committed to an hour and 18 tonight. I think we can make it happen. Tell me it's possible, Mike.
Anything is possible.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
He had such bad internet. Like, I don't know what Carl's got going on there.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Carl will probably hop back in here, guys. Let's get your chats on the screen. Oh, here he comes right now. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. All right. Detroit Love. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing fantastic. And Michael said anything was possible, so that was a good time for me to duck out.
Do you guys remember the movie Starship Troopers?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Do you guys remember the scene where they're like, everyone's stomping the bugs and all the characters are like, I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. You remember that? I saw the best meme on Monday after all the football games got played last week on Sunday. And they're talking about the NFC North and about how all the teams did their part. The Lions, the Vikings, the Bears all walked away with wins, but the goddamn Packers weren't. And the meme was, I'm doing my part. It was a picture of Chicago. I'm doing my part. A picture of Detroit. I'm doing my part. A picture of Minnesota Vikings. And then a guy going, we ain't doing shit. And it was a picture of the Green Bay Packers. And Mike, Jordan Love, he's out. What happened?
Looks like it's going to be a rough year for our Packers. So we'll see. Are you excited for Sunday? You going to paint your nails?
They said he might come back. Sunday he might
play. Yeah. Hold on for a second. PDubs, are you excited for Sunday? You gonna paint your nails?
Look, if he wants to paint the bears on his fingernails, I don't care. This is not new to Chicago. Guys, we had Dennis Rodman in the 90s spray painting his hair, wearing bridal dresses, putting on makeup, lipstick, painting his nails, spray painting his hair a different color before every basketball game. The fact that the NFL is losing its mind because Caleb Williams paints his nails, I don't give a shit. Look, we've been through Rodman in Chicago. We don't care. He can dress as long as he plays. And keep in mind, too, probably one of the worst.
He had 0 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He played a shit game.
Yeah, it was a terrible game for him. But keep in mind, too, it was only the 4th time in like modern NFL history where a number 1 pick quarterback actually won the first football game. Because for some reason, if you get picked number 1, everyone just expects you to come out of the gate and win every freaking game, right?
It's a lot of pressure, yeah.
There's so much pressure on these guys, right? And yeah, he choked. The defense won the game. But we're not worried about it in Chicago. Sunday night on Peacock against the Texans, you're going to see the real Caleb Williams, in my opinion. And I got to tell you something, man. I was not that disappointed. Like, he won. A W's a W, baby. We're 1-0. Oh, man, and we're ahead of the Packers. So that's all that matters, right, Mike? That's all that matters.
Yeah, well, you can't win every year. So, hopefully the Packers still put it together. I mean, Jordan Love, You got to remember he's super young, too. Just took over from Aaron Rodgers last year. So, a lot of growth there. We've been very blessed in Green Bay. We've had a good run with Brett Favre and then followed up right with Aaron Rodgers. We've had a lot of winning years. I'm a Detroit Red Wings fan, too. So, I'm in a bit of a rough spot with those. I mean, we had like 20 straight years of making the playoffs, and now we're on the outside looking in for the last couple of years. So I've lived the majority of my life with my teams, pretty much being successful. Every now and then you got to sit back and let your buddy have some fun over in Chicago.
Either way, guys, we got the win. It was ugly, but it was a win, and it's going to be a fun season in Chicago. We're super excited. All right, Carl,
Yeah,
We
man,
got a
this weekend was incredible, man. Last weekend, we went tailgating for the first time, the Lions tailgating with the brother-in-law and the crew, and it was a great time. My daughter and I went, and just having a ball, man. And then she said, she was telling me, she said, "What do you think about this tailgating? Are you enjoying yourself?" I said, "Absolutely." She said, "Wouldn't you like it if we were at the game?" I was like, "Yeah, that would be fantastic, but this is cool." She was like, "Well, we're going to the game."
No way.
Tickets. She got tickets.
Awesome.
We went to the Lions opening game, man. I mean, I tell you guys, it is going to be very difficult for people to win in that stadium this year.
Yeah.
This was game one. This was like, I mean, I tell you, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was Super Bowl level, but it was championship level excitement. These people were going crazy, man. Stafford and those guys could not hear they couldn't even hear their heartbeats in that place. I mean, the room was shaking, the whole building was shaking. It was crazy, man. It was exhausting as a fan, right? To be turned on that whole time, to be able to keep that energy. We went into overtime and ended up winning the game, but it was quite a game, quite an atmosphere to be in, man. It's a fun time here in Detroit.
They shook the ground so hard in Detroit, they broke loose all the fiber optic internet connections as well. Carl, what happened to your internet? Somebody call Arby's and tell them to crank up the juice.
What is going on over there? What y'all telling me? Do
you realize how much porn Carl has downloading in the background? There's no way you can keep a steady upload rate.
All right. So we're going to be talking tonight about Arcade1Up Leaks, AtGames Pinball lag fix. You're not allowed to call it a fix. Why is it that the CEO said you're not allowed to use the word fix, yet his entire YouTube crew made videos saying it's fixed? That was the title of the videos, Mike. It's fixed. It's not fixed. He said you're not allowed to use that word.
Yeah,
Do people not follow PK's instructions?
Well, there is no YouTube team anymore. They haven't done anything with that influencer program in months. I told you that. But the term I think AtGames used was latency improvement. But yeah, I can certainly see why they didn't want to use lag fix, because when Wagner put out his video showing the times, there's a lot of people not going to be happy with it. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Yep. Universal Pinball Packs, PlayStation 5. I swear we also had some other news as well. Mike, you gave me 22 topics.
I know. We also got an update on Stern Pinball. They had a pretty rough stream this week.
Did you see that Avatar Pinball? Holy
we're going to talk about that too. Avatar Pinball looks kind of crazy. And we've also got Marvel versus Capcom. A couple other things going out. We got a picture from Evercade today on what the Alpha box is going to look like. So lots of stuff to cover tonight. Lots of fun stuff to talk about.
I cannot wait to spend 15 minutes dissecting a box.
Oh, I wish sometimes that you could just have fun and not be so critical about what people do on YouTube. Like, jeez, makes a video the other day. There's only 2 minutes of information here. Anybody who's put the video out more than 2 minutes.
Did I say that?
No,
point that to me in my video. Point that out to me in my video. Mike's making
fun
of
there's
me.
Only 2 minutes of information here. Only.
Yeah, the Arcade1Up claw machine leak. I put out a video, Mike, that was 2 minutes and 43 seconds. And keep in mind, 29 seconds of it was the intro and outro.
You don't
bumpers.
Know anything about padding your video. You gotta spend the first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes complaining about all the YouTubers you like.
We had nothing.
Don't like.
We got a render. We got a price tag and a render.
Yeah.
We have no specifics. We had no. We don't even have any of the product specs. We don't know how much it weighs, how tall it is, what it's made out of, what it comes with. We know nothing. So I'm like, hey guys, here it is. It's on this website. Let me know what you think. Like, it was 2 minutes of information and a 13-minute video. Mike, what are you doing?
I didn't have a 13-minute video.
No, your video was 8 minutes long. 8:05.
8:29, I thought it was. But anyways, I did a history on the whole thing with the claw machine.
Yes,
you said it yourself. We talked about it.
We talked about behind the scenes after the fact.
Yes, and I also talked about how I thought it was funny that 2 leaks came out from 2 like random retailers in a couple days. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it was funny. But Mike calls me, and he's like, "Why was your video only 2 minutes long?"
I told you.
I was like, Mike. I was like, because I already knew your video would be 8 minutes long. He's like, well, are you going to say something about mid-roll ads? I was like, no, Mike. I know. Well, A, that's true, but B, also,
Yeah,
whenever
you gotta
Mike
get to
makes
8
it,
minutes.
whenever Mike makes a video, Mike likes to tell you the history of the topic before he gets to the topic. So, guys, it was about 3 years ago we saw this leaked photo, and you bring up all this stuff. Mike likes to tell the whole story,
I
right?
assume not everybody knows
Right.
everything.
Right. Me, I live in the now. I was like, 2 minutes. Here's a picture. Tell me what you think. Have a great day. Bye. That was it. All right.
Hold on. We talked about this. You're doing it wrong. You got to pad your video. You need to spend the first 5 minutes talking about all the people you don't like on YouTube, even if it has nothing to do with the topic. And then you get to the topic really quickly.
Hey guys, thanks for the clickbait of clicking on this video. I'm now going to spend 5 minutes bitching about other people and then tell you what you came here for. Oh man, Mike, you're hilarious. All right, so we got a lot of topics tonight. The live chat is on fire, guys. If you want your shout outs, you better start throwing them in now. Speak now, forever hold your peace. We also got big news on Monday. Buy Stuff Arcades is shipping out the very first Super Sprint machine. It's going to some shitty YouTuber named Dubs, and I should hopefully get it by the end of the week. And then right after that, probably by the end of this week, I'm assuming Buy Stuff Arcades is going to start sending out the invoices and helping get people ready to ship all of theirs as well. So for everyone who pre-ordered one of those Buy Stuff Arcade Super. So anyone get a Buy Stuff Arcade Super Sprint? Let me know in the live chat. We know it was a super expensive product. I have no idea how many they sold. But yeah, let us know if you pre-ordered one. And that should be fun. That should be a fun thing to tinker with. Mike, if it gets here by Friday, we might do it on the Super Game Room, dudes. We might show it off.
Yeah, I wanted to give you a little props, Dubs. It is a really expensive product, and thank you so much for picking it up. I really want to see it. I think you'll do a great job covering it. I can't wait to see you get yours and put it out there. And keep in mind, guys, Dubs did buy this out of his own money, so no one come up with any rumors. He paid for this cash money. Very excited to see this review.
Now, PDubs, is that why you were renovating the house so you can make room for this thing?
Yeah, that's exactly my car. All right, let's say hi to who's here in the live chat. We got Paul Mindeman here. He's here for the One Up a Talk, and then he's going to ditch us for Reddit.
He's going to bowl.
Yep. Meatball Saucy, Stevie Sale, Mitchy B. We also got MG. Schned 2000 says we're just babbling. This isn't CNN. This is 3 or 4 dudes talking shit. So,
yeah, we're just hanging out, man. If you want a structured debate, I mean, you've come to the wrong place, brother. But thanks for watching all the same.
Yeah, we appreciate the support. Ported Dreams is here. Sonic Fun, Scotty B, James hates everything but secretly loves John D. Mad Astra Gaming, Jason Little Alien is here. #1 moderator in the business. Jason, what's going on? Chris Zeke is here as well, helping moderate this thing. 19K Fox, Console Kids brandishing their wrenches in the live chat as well. You got Kevin Clausen. We also had a couple of super chats before the show started by Kevin Clausen. He said $2, unbanned PDubs. Thanks so much. And Jason Little Alien gave us $2 and said, instead of save Ferris, save Kevin. Danny Z is here as well, recovering, hopefully. Danny, we keep thinking about you, man.
Yeah, say a quick shout out to Charlie Chuck as well. Charlie Chuck's recovering from something as well at home. So anyways, Charlie, buddy, we love you. Feel better soon.
Yep. Juan D, Dark Empire, Jim, the Pacers fan, Gramps Arcade, Michael B, the Game Genie's also trolling the live chat, Cyan Spirits, who else is here? Sonic Fun. What's this saying here? Cornercade is here. Chris McLoy, Kevin Clausen with another $2 super chat. Is there a better moderator than
nobody?
There's not a harder working moderator in the home arcade space.
Can I just have a minute to say something? Like, I don't
want to get into politics.
This is not politics. I just wanted to say I really appreciate Jason for what he does for the show, what he does for my show. Hell, he's the moderator in pretty much every single person's stream in this community. He's a stand-up guy. He's awesome. He doesn't get involved in bullshit. He's not into rumor mongering. He's just a steady guy and a staple of the community. So thank you very much for everything you do, Jason. We appreciate it, brother.
And you got a heartfelt thanks from Charlie Chuck in the live chat. Thanks.
Hey,
Putz
it's
boy.
me, Putz Boy.
All right, Mike, go ahead. You lead the show here, baby. Tell me what the first topic is. You are now in the hot seat in the top left corner.
Well, I want to spend a good 45 minutes talking about Evercade and the release of their box for the Alpha. PDubs, bring it up, man. Let's get into this. We're going to do a deep dive on this box. Let me put on my Cyclops costume, complete with giant bulge.
Mike, I don't have any of the assets up because you were here when I joined the show after I finished taking a glorious phantom poop.
What's a phantom poop? I don't know what a phantom poop is. Do you mean like you felt like you pooped and then like nothing came out? How does a
We talked about phantom poops back on episode 62. It was the highlight of the episode.
Explain it. You're going to have to explain it again. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Mike, that's where you're sitting on the toilet and you poop and you know you just pooped a monster.
But it disappears.
And then, you kind of get up to admire your work and it's gone. It's not there.
Yeah.
It's an invisible turd. It's a phantom poop. We've talked about this before, Mike.
So really quickly, I just wanted to cover this.
Can you zoom in?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, my God. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
So Evercade did post this today. Blaze Entertainment, Evercade. This looks like it's going to be the box for the Alpha. We're all getting pretty excited for this. Shipping out in November. There's the 2 models there. The Street Fighter edition's got some cool Ken and Ryu art on the side. Ken looks a little funny there. It looks more like a Barbie than a Ken. I don't know what's going on with that picture, but I guess it's Capcom approved. Then the other side, we got some Mega Man art. I'm still struggling with this because I want a Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition Evercade because I think it looks better. It's more arcade accurate. But I kind of like the games list on the Mega Man better.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never... Mega Man was never a game I played until I had, a multi-cade. I never played that. It wouldn't. I would. But in these 2 pictures here, it looks like the one for the the Mega Man should be the height for the Big Blue. So it's kind of reversed as far as the design to me.
Yeah, Dubs, I'm not familiar with it. Have you ever seen a Mega Man Power Battles arcade? Does it look anything like that, or?
Didn't we see one at Galloping Ghost? Didn't they have a Mega Man?
I would think so, yeah.
I think they had a Mega Man arcade machine there. Might have been the only time I've actually seen one in real life. But no. Nice box. Look forward to recycling it. Okay, let's move on. What do we got here?
You got another 40 minutes on this box. You better think of some topics.
So
that's it. That's literally it.
I just want to say something. I have to get something off my chest. We all have regrets or regrets. Some of us live with no regrets, as the old meme says. I pre-ordered the Evercade Alpha. I pre-ordered the Street Fighter. But I got to tell you, because we've seen actual footage and pictures of the Mega Man outside of this glorious cardboard box, I think I should have got the Mega Man instead. Like, I'm regretting the fact that I picked Street Fighter. Like, I picked it up because they're like, oh, it's got the Alpha series on it. And I thought that'd be kind of cool to play with. But I think the Mega Man's got a really good lineup on it, built in. And, of course, it plays your cartridges. So I'm actually regretting my decision, Mike. I'm regretting. Anyone else out there regret it? Like, that Mega Man looks really nice, in my opinion.
We got a $2 super chat, Carl. Do you want to bring that up and take care of that, brother? From Old Blue Eyes 76.
Oh, Blue Eyes 76 super chat $2. Thank you, brother. Says the big blue art is from the Super Street Fighter Alpha 1 in Japan.
Very cool.
Are you guys aware of that? Japanese version?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, thanks.
Anyways, that's it. I thought that was pretty neat that the box came out. I'm just a little hyped for it to come out. I think it's pretty cool.
I know. I look forward to recycling that box, Mike. I'll tell you what boxes? This is a great topic for the live chat. Let's get the live chat involved. All these home arcade products. Have you guys kept any boxes, and for what products? I actually know a couple of guys, Mike. They kept the Arcade1Up Dragon's Lair box.
Oh, that's a cool one. Yeah.
Because it was a cool box, right?
Yeah.
Me, the only box I keep is the inner box for the New Wave Toys Replicades and the Numbskull Quarter Arcades. Those are the only boxes I keep. Every Arcade1Up, AtGames, iArcade, all those boxes, man, straight to recycling bin. You know what I mean? I've never kept an Arcade1Up box.
Well, I'm a bit of a game collector, so it was weird at first. I think I kept my first like 7 Arcade1Up boxes for a very long time, and then finally had to let them go just because they take up so much space, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. Fenshiro, he kept his big blue box. Guys, be honest. In the MG, all of his are still in the boxes. New Wave Toys and Quarter Arcade. Only keep New Wave Toys boxes. The inner, the one with all the artwork on it, not the exterior, not the middle box. The box.
I only keep the outside box it was shipped in.
I keep all 3 of the New Wave Toys: the shipping box, the one that's the fake shipping box, and the actual one. Now, most of you guys may recall I kept all of my Arcade1Ups, or a lot of my Arcade1Up boxes, and then I build the replicate or the mock-up. What was that pinball that you did the video first for PDubs? That I have modded behind me. What's that?
Toy Shock.
Toy Shock. Yeah, so I took all my boxes from Arcade1Up and even AtGames and build a mock.
I remember
Toy Shock to see how the size would be when we got it.
You haven't done one of those in like 2 years, Carl, and the community loved whenever a new product got announced. Mike, do you remember when Detroit Love would make a cardboard like mock-up? And those videos did very well on your channel. People thought it was hilarious. Carl, I need more cardboard mock-ups in my life. Bartman kept Tron and Dragon's Lair. Somebody asked us about Pinball Expo. The only dudes that will be there will be me and Mike. Me and Mike will be there. And but then of course Fox will be there, Console Kits, and a whole bunch of other people, right? So B Kong, stuff like that. But Detroit Love can't make it. He's got his work audit happening, right?
Yep.
And Restalgia can't make it as well because he's not allowed to leave Canada and travel internationally.
I don't think he has a passport. Like, we went into this when we were supposed to go last time, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to get a passport." I don't think he has one. Good news is, I found out after my trip was booked, my passport was expired. I did my application like a week ago. I already got my passport back, so I'm good to go now. I can leave the country legally.
Nice. All right, so that was the quick and dirty news. Evercade, there's a box. You're gonna love it. You're gonna recycle it. You're gonna play your arcade machine and move on with your life.
See, you're not quick enough to catch it, because this is a transition to our next topic. Evercade has a product coming out with a beautiful box, but you know what's coming out in a ugly, plain brown box?
What, Mike?
The Arcade1Up claw machine from Books A Million. Brown box only. Let's talk about the Arcade1Up Leaks.
All right, here we go, guys. Big breath. All right, go ahead, Mike. Tell everyone the news.
Yeah, claw machine looks real.
Oh my God, you're going to turn this into worst.
There's only about 2 minutes worth of information.
You're going to turn this into the worst broadcast in history.
There's only about 2 minutes information. What do you want me to say? It's $4.99. It's going to be sold through Books A Million.
Do they still have
it's going to be coming in a brown box.
Do they still have it up on their website, or did they take it down?
I think it's still up, actually.
All right. Well, can you pull up the website for everybody, please?
Jeez, do I got to do all the work tonight? Man.
You are in the hot seat, Mike. I am not obligated for this stuff. All right. So taking a peek here. Here's a picture of the claw machine, and tell us what you think, live chat. Now, here's what's interesting. As you guys know, whenever news comes out, PDubs or Detroit Dubs, as I should say, I like to pay attention to the forums. I look at the feedback on YouTube comments on videos. I look at the Facebook comments. I look at Discord, and I look at Reddit. Those are the 4 places I go. And Carl, here is what I've discovered. Okay. When it comes to the Arcade1Up claw machine, overall, the community opinion, in my opinion, of the community's opinion, either people absolutely despise this thing to the very bottom of their soul. Mike, I'm talking legitimate anger and hatred that this thing is even real and exists and is coming out. Or they think it's really cool and they want to buy it for their kids. There is no in between. Either they despise this thing, or hey man, this will be a cool fun thing to put in the game room for the kids to play. Like that's that if I had to sum up this gaming community, that's the feedback I see. Detroit Love, tell me what you think, because you're the only person who I haven't heard their opinion yet. What do you think about a $500 claw machine from Arcade1Up?
I think for people who have a great game room with popcorn machines and all these extra things, foosball and all those things, I think this is a great addition for when the kids come over to keep them off of your cabinet set. Go over and poke around with that claw machine over there. So I think for people that really deck out their things and want to have a full experience, it's a great tool. It's a great cabinet to have. Now again, we have to see what the quality of it is going to be, right? How accessible, what's the weight of that thing, what's the weight that thing can pick up an object, so that'll dictate what people can put into it. But I think it's doable. How many they will sell, I don't know, but those few people that has those fantastic game rooms will definitely appreciate this addition to it for sure.
Mike, what do you think Scarlett would think of this, your little girl?
So in my 8-minute and 5-second video, I did bring up the fact that I showed this to Scarlett, right? Like when it went, I didn't want her to get too excited, because like when it was shown in the background of that video, like I'll be very honest with you, we talked to John D a little bit about it, and he said, yeah, the claw machine's really nice, but it was super expensive. So I got the indication that it was going to be something like $1,000 plus for the claw machine, because that's what John said. When they originally built it, it was really expensive. So when this showed up on Books A Million, it gave me a lot more confidence. This is a real product that's coming out. And then the price point of $499, I was like, oh wow, this is the same price as the deluxe cab. That's actually pretty cool. So I showed it to Scarlett, and she's like, oh my God, we got to get it. So right now we're waiting to see if it's going to come to Canada, and she's all in. Like, we've got to add this. I know people are really upset. They're like, oh, it's so stupid. You have to add your own prizes and stuff like that. I mean, literally every single one of these at-home claw machines that they sell, all is like add your own prizes. If it's not for you, I completely understand. Like, this is not for everybody. The Casino Cade came out, and I was like, man, what a piece of shit. I didn't want that, but this is something definitely I want. Not necessarily for me, but like my daughter's going to love it. We have a little really junky claw machine she plays with now. Hopefully this is better and something sizable that'll give her a lot more to do down in the arcade.
Yeah.
Now, don't they realize anybody that has a claw machine at their business had to put their own prizes in it?
Literally any claw machine.
Right.
I think what they're trying to do, like I don't watch a lot of this stuff, but like I had some clips sent to me at there's a lot of people just questioning the manliness, I guess, or something of like why people buy these things and stuff like that. I don't understand. Like, obviously this is just something that's for fun. Just have fun. If it's not for you, that's totally cool.
Yeah, why do people buy the popcorn machines to put in their home theater?
You could just buy it in a bag, you asshole.
Go buy popcorn.
So I will admit, Mike, can we get this picture off the screen here? We'll come back to this picture in a minute.
What is that?
I didn't put it up. I don't know where
Carl, that's your game room, and those are all your boxes. Holy crap.
That's Carl's kill room, and you can notice from the plastic all around.
Dexter, baby. How do you get this down?
I don't know.
Why'd you bring it up in the first place?
I wasn't trying to bring it up in the first place.
There we go.
I get what Mike is saying about some people, like, you got to stock it yourself. Like, those people probably wouldn't buy a coin pusher either, Mike. They'd be, you mean I got to stack the quarters myself?
I don't get coins with this. These are not ones I win.
Jesus. I thought I went to bed at night. When I woke up in the morning, the arcade fairy visited my game room and stacked up my quarter machine for me for my coin pusher. Like, I just woke up and it's all there, and all I have to do is play it. You mean I got to roll up my sleeves and set it up for someone to play? Oh my God. I get where you're coming from, Mike. I think some of that stuff is kind of silly. But I think, again, anytime Arcade1Up, when Arcade1Up says, hey, guys, we're getting back in the business of making video games, and 2 weeks later, this comes.
Really. Yeah.
And 2 weeks later, this comes out. I understand the community's frustration. Where are the video games? That is what's going to make them the money. Where are the arcade cabinets? That is what people are waiting on. You know what I mean?
So I've got some interesting theories on this that I want to get into after we go through the whole list of leaks. But and some of this has been brought to my attention by people that responded to my videos too. So I'm going to try to remember who told me everything. Anyways, the claw machine, like it's stupid. I don't think it's going to appeal to the masses. I think it'll be like kind of a casino-cade type product that some people will want in their arcade. I'm in on this for the price that I see there. I'm assuming that it's going to be about $649 in Canada, and for that price, I can justify adding this machine to my little arcade area. My kids will love it. So yeah, I really can't say. Like every time I bring Scarlett to the arcade, literally she goes to the stupid claw machine where it's like every time's a winner. You get these junky little plushes, and it's not about the prize itself. It's about the action of getting it. So yeah, she's going to love it.
This is probably a great idea by Chris Zeke if they had somehow include some little mini Pac-Man plush toys.
Yeah,
that would excite people.
Oh, it'd be better than the balls. Like if they had their own little plushies and stuff like that, and then give people the option to put their own stuff in. I think that would be a really big value add.
Yeah.
Maybe it's accessories that could be purchased from the website if you just had to have those things.
Yes. Yeah. Carl, you flipped in and out again. I'm sorry. The internet. What'd you say?
I'm a disconnect and come back in.
Thanks,
You're
buddy.
Try and come out, come back in. Okay. Poor Carl's having a rough internet connection tonight, Mike. I feel really bad for him. Oh, I just noticed your name says Restalgia. Come back.
Restalgia, come back. Baby, I'm waiting on you.
He'll come back soon. He's just got to finish up a few jobs first, right, Mike?
That's right.
So, when you... I'm not gonna make that joke. All right, let's move on before I get us canceled, Mike. All right.
Yeah. So the second link came from another website. Apparently, Books A Million is like a pretty big place. It used to be really big back in the day with Kmart and shit like that.
Yep.
Less so now, but it's still a really big website, legit website. The other one came from a website called Pop Market, which is another retailer I'm not familiar with at all. So it looks like Arcade1Up are doing a Pac-Man Deluxe cabinet this year, but they're going to do it in that Pac-Man Plus Cabaret style. In my video I did it, I brought up the history, how you actually bought one of these cabs because this was basically a secondary legacy cabinet that they did for Shop Hippo. So you bought it and you actually modified it to be a beautiful 1943 cabinet. I think you did an awesome job on that. A lot of people like the cabaret style. They think it's pretty. But, it's Pac-Man. It's got the exact same games list as last year's Deluxe. So
thank you, Mike.
It is what it is.
Thank you for giving me my flowers. That was actually one of my favorite mods. I still have that video.
Oh, it's really nice.
I still have that video pinned to the top of my YouTube channel, but I liked the cabaret shape that Arcade1Up came up with, right? Like I thought the cabaret shape was a very cool idea, and I thought it would be great for modding, although I don't think very many people. Oh, geez, look at that horrible old logo of mine. No, I'm kidding. That logo is beautiful. We love you, Al. I kind of like the new one, but which still uses Al's artwork, by the way. But like, look at this. Like, I thought the shape was cool, and the monitor was nice and slanted back. You know what I mean? And it had the BOE monitor, like the Pac-Man Plus here, right? And just so you know, guys, this isn't clickbait. I'm not telling you this is the new machine and it's not the new machine. It's the old machine. Yeah, I'm looking at you. James hates everything.
and this mofo had the audacity to come into my stream today and be like, this is so clickbaity.
I know. After he did the clickbait. But, taking a look here, like, I thought it was okay. Now, this newer version, which we'll pull up a picture of here shortly, the newer version might be a little too skinny for something like this, you know what I mean? And this was a super fun mod to do. And again, the reason I went with 1943 instead of 1942 is 1943 is a better game, has better artwork than 1942. And there were some, not many, 1943 cabaret arcades out there. More common to see the 1942 cabaret than but there were some. 1943.
We had a little dry cleaner just here in Mount Pearl where I live, and like there's not a lot of arcades around this. There was none here except up to the bowling alley. They had a Superstars, but this little dry cleaner, I used to go in there because they had a 1943 or 1942. I can't remember exactly what it was. Cabaret cab and not cabaret, cocktail table. We used to go and play on the cocktail table. I thought 1942 or 43, I think it was 43 on the cocktail table was amazing.
Mm. And Carl, your internet looks beautiful right now. You look great. Welcome back. But yeah, I ended up putting the King of Air in here, the Pandora's Box King of Air. So it's got like 500 some games on it, all vertical games. Pretty cool. Ended up selling this mod to my buddy Vern right here in town, so I could go play it anytime I wanted, sitting up in his game room. But regardless, whatchamacallit? So now we got this new one, Mike. And do you have any pictures of this new one that got leaked out?
I'll see if I got pictures. Unfortunately, Pop Market did take it down off their website, and an update, Books A Million removed the claw machine as well.
Yeah. And keep in mind, the best thing about this machine was how recessed the monitor was. If you guys can see my mouse here, like the monitor in this thing is literally like laying down like this. And on this new version of the Cabaret cabinet, that monitor is almost standing straight up. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's cool. We're waiting on Mike to pull up a picture of it for everybody.
Am I better now?
Oh, you look
much
great.
better, girl.
You look
I rebooted the computer. I forgot it was update Tuesday this week.
Yes. Sorry, guys. I've had issues getting it up lately, so just give me a minute.
But, you know, could the cabarets be fun to mod? Sure. You know, don't let your imagination hold you back. Let your imagination run wild. But see, here's what I don't like. If Mike, again, I love the box. Zoom in on the actual cabinet where you see the box picture here where the guy's actually standing in front of it. You
I have more pictures. I just thought we might want to cover the box since we're a box review channel now.
What's
All
that guy?
right, so
3'4".
All right, so this is a box. There you go. Next. Next.
Hold on. Give me a minute here. This is in my downloaded pictures. So there's some stuff.
Is this in your secret Illuminati folder that you don't want us to see all the contents of?
No, I might have nude pictures in here, and I don't want to get our channel taken down off the air.
You do that, Mike, and that
Carl
could cost us the friendship.
Exactly, right? So I'm trying to be cool, and you're like, no, just go to the next picture.
Yeah, so the new machines, which we're waiting on Mike to show a picture of, they're what, about 4 inches oh. Look at this guy. Look at
like honestly, later on, I'm gonna crop this.
Knees.
I'm gonna crop this, and it looks like he's about to do something else. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. So so there you guys go. So these machines now, same height as the other machines. The monitors are more standing straight up. The machines aren't as wide in depth, right?
Yeah.
So they're 18 inches wide, 18 inches deep.
And a standard deluxe is 22 inches deep.
Right.
Yeah.
Which you know, this thing is the same dimensions as a Casinocade, just in the NBA Jam 2-player deluxe. It's the same exact dimensions, just it doesn't have the foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so keep in mind the foot is included in that 18-inch depth on the Casinocade and the NBA Jam. So really the 18, this slim deluxe is in between what the original deluxes are and the actual Casinocade NBA Jam. Like taking out the foot piece is actually 14.4 inches. So it's right in the middle between a regular deluxe and a Slimcade.
Does that thing come with an LED on the base like that, or is that just?
Oh yeah,
no, that's correct, Carl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's got a little Christmas light on the bottom, little LED light on the bottom front of the machine. So that's interesting.
I see Meatball Saucy says blue glow on the bottom is a little cheesy. I like these to be arcade accurate, but at the same time, like I have my room pimped out with lights everywhere, and I actually don't have a problem with the underglow. Like I think, like if you had a bunch of these lined up, like that's a cool optical effect when you walk into your arcade. So, uh, I don't think it's necessary, but at the same time, I don't hate it.
Yeah, I have Tulsa Arcades, you know, what do you call it thing, risers, and they
Yeah.
all light up, and so it's a real cool effect. So I'm a fan of the extra lighting on the bottom.
Meatball says it's bad. It's bad. Like it's to each their own. Some people like lighten up the sides, the fronts, the backs of their arcade. I've seen someone actually on the Arcade1Up Facebook groups, Mike. They've actually put the lights around the entire
I know.
front, the
Yeah.
front where all the fake T molding is. Just the tape
Yep.
or whatever.
Yeah.
They literally cover the entire front of the machine with those lights. And lighting up your arcade machines, guys. Light up buttons. That's all a personal preference. You know what I mean? So it's up to you if you want to do it. If you want to use it. I'm not really into lighting all that stuff up myself. So is that so you know where to kick it? There you go. So my concern is if these machines are going to be smaller, way less, they're becoming tinier and tinier. Like it's not really a 3/4 scale arcade. It was never a 3/4 scale arcade to begin with, right? I don't know, man. I don't know if like if they, Mike, what would you do if they released what's a game you want that's like Robotron? What if they
Robotron.
What if they released Robotron and it looked like this, Mike? Not this cabaret, but like this small of a machine. Would you be excited because you got the title and the artwork that you wanted, or would you be disappointed that it's been on a diet? It's on the Diet Coke version.
So it's funny because you don't know what you want until you have something new. So recently, I just picked up my Tempest cab again, back from my buddy Mike Dalton. I sold it to him and I got it back from him, and I have it in line with like the new deluxe cabs, T2 and Dragon's Lair, and it's the smallest one. It's really, really tiny, and it bothers me. Like it's a beautiful cabinet, but like where it's so small, like it looks so weird next to all the new deluxes, which are taller. So when these come out, and if they are slimmer and smaller and stuff like that, I know it's going to irk me the same way it irks me when I look at that Tempest cab and I realize how short it is compared to all the other cabs. So I got to tell you, I really like the XL line. I think the XL line is the right size, the size the Arcade1Up always should have been. I want more XLs. The deluxe are pretty good, but this isn't as bad as the Slimcade, but it does concern me that they are going with a more narrower cab. And then you've got some goof like Danny going around saying, I think it's awesome. I can fit more in my room.
Well, you know how you'll notice when a lot of people show off their game rooms, they just have the machines lined against the walls.
Yeah.
But there are some people who have so many machines that they actually have to make rows. So really the only advantage to machines being this size is, if they were not as deep, you could make more rows or have more room for rows of filling machines up. But I gotta be honest, guys. I was okay with the size the machines were at, plus the XLs was the direction I thought they were going to go.
Me
and
too.
I really like the XLs, right? I really hope that this isn't like how everything is going to be in the future. I really hope this is just like a one-off or something. That's just my opinion. You guys let me know in the chat.
I think that the Slimcade and now this is an effort by Arcade1Up to try to cut costs, because obviously if they make them thinner, they're using less material, there's less expense. First try was the Slim NBA Jam. They saw the response to that, how angry people were. I don't know if this was made before or after. My guess is after. And then they said, well, we got to make them slimmer, but we can't do the NBA Jam Slimcade. So let's just make it a little bit slimmer here, and maybe no one will notice. This is better than the NBA Jam, but honestly, a lot of the problem with like Arcade1Up is the fact that they're not actual, 3/4 scale cabs. Like if you look at the art on the side of Pac-Man, the art isn't right. It's because the cab is honestly too narrow. So they can't do the art the whole size of the cab because the cab should be much deeper. And they can't obscure or stretch the image. So they've got to make the image smaller on the side, which messes up the whole thing. So if they're going to make the cab more narrow, it's going to make the art on the side even more fucked up. So it concerns me that they're going in this direction. This is definitely better than NBA Jam, but I hope they don't continue.
Guys, if you want to hear a dirty secret, make sure you hit the thumbs up button now. Console Kits is promoting that in the live chat for Detroit Love. And speaking of Detroit Love, Carl, you still have, if we can get this off our screen, Carl's arcade room in his basement, guys, is loaded with Gen 1 shark fin Arcade1Ups. Carl was smart, Mike, unlike us, who kept buying the same machine over and over with incremental improvements. Carl still has the original Gen 1s. Carl, would you switch from the Gen 1s to this now that you got this picture? Smaller machines. What do you think, buddy?
I mean, I like that it doesn't have the riser. I like that it doesn't have the banner of games. It has the faux coin door. I've never been a fan of the wood grain Pac-Mans. That's just never been my thing. But no, I would rather keep my Gen 1s with on the risers than to go skinnier and smaller. But if this had been the first cabinet that came out and I didn't know any better or different,
it'd be rad.
Right. Yeah, I would be excited. I would be excited to get it. So I think I'm always saying that they're making these products not for us, right? They're making these for people who don't have a cabinet. They're trying to appeal to people who might be in apartments and don't have as much room. That's always going to be the struggle to try and get these into people's homes. And so they got to listen to the masses. And if you talk about overseas, they have smaller houses and things to begin with. So am I a fan personally of it? Not so much. But if this was the first cab I got, I was walking in Costco and they had this up there, I would be just as excited because I wouldn't have all these things to compare it to say, point. Hey, it's smaller than this one, taller than that one, skinnier than this one. I wouldn't have all those things to compare. I think the average Joe would be excited to have that if they're a fan of the wood grain and fan of this cabinet.
Excellent point, Carl. They're the brand new people who pick this up who don't own any other Arcade1Ups we're not just talking about the Pac-Man Plus. We're talking about the NBA Jam 2-player. What's the other one? That's small like
Golden
this?
Teetle. No, I don't know if there's another one that's small like this. Like it's Casinocade, NBA Jam, and this are the only small ones. I don't know the dimensions on the Golden T Deluxe. I don't know if that's different. I'm going to look it up really quick. I'll take my picture down.
Yeah.
But while he's getting that together, I would say, I mean, me personally, I like the pro size. If they all were pro size, I would make room for every last one. I wouldn't like the pro price for all of them.
No.
But I definitely like the pro size. That would be my preference if I could wave a magic wand and have all my cabinets match a size. The pro size would be what I would prefer.
Pro is essentially XL, Carl. Same size.
I put a poll in the live chat, guys. I challenge you to get me at least 100 votes on this poll in the next 2 minutes. When it comes to Arcade1Up, what is it you want from them? Are you guys going to hop on the Cornercade who wants Slim Katie's so he can fit as many in his master bedroom as possible? Do you just want the same 3/4 scale sized machines that we've had for years? Or do you want the XLs, the Pro XL/Pro size? Do you want the larger machines? Put that in the live chat for me right now. I definitely would love to know that.
Bigger is better, baby.
Yeah, like I'm okay with So here's what's funny too: is some of the 3/4 scales aren't really considered XL machines, but they are of a pretty good size, such as the Terminator 2.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
it's a like that thing is like just as tall as the XL Pac-Man and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's on a big 15-inch riser, right?
Yeah, it's just not as wide and as
Yeah,
deep.
it's just not as
That's it.
it's not as wide and deep, but it's a nice size machine. And dude, the Terminator 2 Arcade1Up is a difficult arcade cabinet to pick up by yourself. Because usually, what I liked about the shark fins and some of the 3/4 scale, Mike, is there was a way to always grab it
so quickly. Yeah,
you grab it on the top left, and then with your right hand, you grab it below the control panel, and you could lift and carry it around.
Yeah.
Terminator 2 doesn't have that, so it doesn't, because the control panel's like way up here by your upper chest. Oh my god, moving the Terminator 2 cabinet is a pain in the ass. So if you ever have to move it around your house.
Bill Kirby's got a great comment here.
Yeah.
He's got more insight than we probably do. They're probably not saving any money on money on wood material costs, but they might be saving money on shipping costs where the boxes are smaller and it's a little bit lighter. Yeah.
Yep. Packing materials, weight, and how many they can fit on a container coming from China.
Yeah.
That all saves them a shit ton of money. Absolutely. I agree with you. So yeah. Keep the thumbs up coming. Console Kids keeps refreshing his YouTube page. He wants to see us hit that like goal. We'd greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure you vote in the live chat. So far, XL is running away with it, but I dared you guys to get me 100 votes. We're only at 61. Don't let me down. Wake up! Get your votes in the live chat. Carl, what are you voting for, baby? Carl's like, you know what? Bring back the shark fin. Am I right, Carl?
I didn't see the poll. I didn't see the answers on the poll because I never.
Oh, I said, what do you want from Arcade1Up? Do you want slimcade, smaller, skinnier, lighter machines? Do you want the 3/4 scales we've collected for years, or do you want XL? You said it earlier.
It'll be XL. It'll be XL because I like the pro size. Michael said they're equivalent.
Yeah, XL pro size. Yeah. Tyler V right here. He says, give me the big cabs. If I grow body hair, can I replace Restalgia? Absolutely.
I mean, I'll say, even though I prefer the pro size or XL size, they're not as easy to move around by yourself, as the smaller ones are. So as long as you don't have to move them, they're fantastic. But if you have to move them, I don't take anything upstairs anymore like I used to back in the day. But so everyone has different needs. So I was never a fan of riser-less, shark fin cabinets. I had to have the riser, but I like the idea that you could take it off the riser to move them around.
Yeah.
But I never liked having them without the riser.
Yeah, the XL, like if you got to move them, like I moved my XLs from downstairs up to my office and then down from my office back down in the basement, and it is not a fun move. It's definitely a 2-person move. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Good stuff, man. Well, it looks like the XL size arcades are running away with it, but all you Slim Katie, Keto Atkins fans, you guys need to vote in the live chat. Otherwise, Arcade1Up is going to keep making stuff
big
like
boys. They're gonna get off the Ozempic and keep making the big boys.
You know what sucks about me being a type 1 diabetic, Mike?
Can't get on the Ozempic.
I can't get on Ozempic.
Yeah, I've been thinking about looking into it. Our babysitter went on it a little while ago, and she feels great. She's losing all kinds of weight. So yeah, something I'm definitely gonna look at. I've always struggled. Like I got to work really hard to lose any weight. So yeah, it's something I'm gonna take a look at. But I don't think I'm healthy enough.
Exercise, gym, good eating. Who needs that? Take this pill now.
Yeah, that's right. Quick and easy.
But I can't take it. I'm a type 1. Apparently, if I take it, it'll kill me. Isn't that weird? I guess people really don't understand the differences between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. It's a massive difference. So, but we could talk about that some other day. All right, so that's what's going on with Arcade1Up stuff. Correct?
That's it. No, there was a couple other things. I did want to talk about how it was fishy that these 2 leaks came out, from these 2 kind of obscure websites right in a row.
Oh,
So
yeah?
like, don't you find it funny that like within the span of 2 days, these products just showed up on these random websites and then got taken down?
Well,
Like,
Mike, what could that possibly mean, Mike? What could that possibly mean?
well,
What do you think, Carl? Tell me all about it, Carl.
You know what? I'm in like a guest, so I can't mess up anything in this mode. So that's a good thing. But I don't even know the question you guys are asking.
Isn't it weird that 2 leaks happened in 2 days from Arcade1Up? So
from
Mike,
2 different websites.
You think
Mike,
it's because the media 1-up is getting on every board? And
well, John did share the leak with
I don't know what's
for
going on
Books
with
a Million
volume.
with us. Yeah.
You guys keep going down to nothing and back up. Down.
I don't know.
I've never had this happen before. I think I might have to leave and come back.
what? What's going on?
I can't hear you guys at all. This is crazy.
Put some headphones in, Carl. He is having all kinds of issues tonight.
Poor Carl. I'm so
holy smokes. So Mike's been messaging me all week. I've been on the pooper getting messages from Mike. PDubs. It's all a ruse. It's intentional. David McIntosh is doing this. He has no integrity. And
I didn't say that.
Yeah. And one time when Mike FaceTimed me, I opened my phone and it was Mike wearing a tinfoil hat. And I was like, all right, tell me what you think. So I 100% agree with Mike. This is obviously intentional crap just to get some publicity and feedback on what they're doing, stuff like that. So
yeah,
because it's what they've done for 5 years. Keep in mind, guys, we've talked about this 100 times. 90% of every leak that has happened has been intentional. The other 10% are the couple that were actually real leaks and a couple of fake leaks that people have made for the community, right? And keep in mind, out of that 10%, like the real leaks would have been like The Simpsons when I leaked that, because I found that on a website that Arcade1Up had no idea I was going to leak that. You know what I'm saying? And they weren't too happy when I leaked that. And of course, we've all heard the story of the SNK cabinet. That was 100% not a planned leak, and it cost them being able to release the SNK cabinet, right?
Well, someone sent me the chapters link, and not someone at Arcade1Up, the chapters link for T2 early. I don't think that was meant to get out.
Yeah. So there's been a couple that were actually fake leaks, but every other leak for the last 5 years, 100% intentional, 100%.
So there's another side of this. Someone pointed out that I never thought of. Arcade1Up, in order to keep certain contracts with certain licensees, have to release a cab every single year. So if people are asking, with these 2 leaks, is that it for Arcade1Up? It very well might be, because if you think about what they released last year, their key titles, they've come out with a Miss Pac-Man now, with the Miss Pac-Man Galaga pub table. There's Miss Pac-Man. Pac-Man Plus is their Pac-Man cab for the year. They released a Golden Tee, and the Golden Tee Midway is their Midway cab of the year. So that's all their contractual obligations to put out there. So that may be it. That may all be all we get for games, unless they have something new.
Now, guys, I have a guaranteed. Paul runs the Arcade1Up Reddit. We're talking 40,000 people in the Arcade1Up Reddit. And if we can get our vote up to 100 votes, we're at 92 votes for the poll in the chat. Guys, he will share this on the Arcade1Up Reddit. Ain't that right, Paul? But we got to give him 100 votes so we have a good number here. Come on, guys. Give me 8 more votes in the live chat. I'd appreciate it. Carl, how do we sound now? Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. Before, it's like your volume was going down, up, down. It's crazy.
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh,
Galaga
no.
guy's here. Is that the furnace turning on?
No, that's people like. There's like,
come on, Paul.
Why aren't you outside with the bonfire?
Oh, well, we still got a bit to go, Carl. If you got to take off because you got people over, you can take off, man. We'll wrap it up. It's up to you, buddy.
Yeah, if they text me again, I'll be out.
All right, Mike, let's move on here. At games. Let's do the at games stuff since we're already an hour into the show.
Yeah, so AtGames did their latency improvement, lag fix. This past week, Addams Family came out yesterday. I downloaded it middle of the day. Some people pointed out very early that they've changed the rails on Addams Family, so they've gone with a more metallic chrome look now. But unfortunately, there's some artifacting or something going on with that. There's some jaggies on the rails. Rest of the table looks super clean, but there is some kind of graphical hitch with that they're still going to have to work out. In terms of the improvement, we already knew what the technical side of that was because Wagner put a video out, I think it was on Thursday, where he talked about the latency got down to 94, so about a 30% improvement, and down from 8.76 frames per second to just a little around 5, I think either 4.86 or just above 5. So we're looking at about it's not a lag fix, but it's a 30% improvement in the overall latency on the Addams Family table. I had a couple games. I really freaking enjoyed it. I found it played a lot better. I was having a much easier time getting the two flippers that come down on the side. You know, when you launch in, goes through the bumpers, you got that little flipper. I was hitting that pretty regularly. And then the other flipper, I was having a lot more fun with that. Also, where I don't nudge, I use my flippers to kind of save the ball. I had an easier time doing that. So I was pretty happy with the latency improvement. I thought they did a great job. It played a lot better. I think some people are still going to be unhappy with it. You got to take into consideration, like I'm still a virtual or virtual pinball novice. I wouldn't consider myself an expert. Some people have expectations that it's got to be under 60 frames per second. So it didn't reach that level. So some people are still going to be unhappy, and that's fine. But from my experience, just being like a novice jackass, I really had a lot of fun with it. I think the tables are much better.
And speaking of much better, uh, Kevin Clausen super chat for $2. Is Jason the best mod? We didn't answer earlier. And Jason,
absolutely.
he gifted 10 memberships, so I think that qualifies him as the best mod tonight for sure. Thank you.
Good stuff. Yeah, so full transparency, guys, I have not downloaded the update, nor have I tested the Addams Family or purchased the Universal Pack yet. It's been a very busy couple of days in my life. I haven't had a chance to test it out yet, but I do plan on testing it out this weekend because my wife and I have absolutely no plans, Mike. No plans whatsoever this weekend. So I'll actually be able to mess around with my pinball machine. And I plan on filming some footage, some before and after stuff, and hopping on that wagon and seeing what it's all about. What I can tell you is what I've seen in my Discord, in PDubs Place Discord, as well as what I've seen in the officially unofficial Facebook group, which is the best At Games Facebook group. You definitely want to join that if you're into being in these Facebook groups. Is I have predominantly seen positive feedback. So that gives me hope that me, Mr. Glass is half empty, um, is going to be satisfied. But there are still some issues. One thing to note is none of us were aware that the Zen Studios games are all 1440p. They're not. They're not. They're not 2160p. They're not 4K. Whereas all these Zakaria games, like anything made by Magic Pixel or Gottlieb, they're presented in 4K. They're upscaled to 4K, but you're still getting the 4K resolution on the device. And we just found that out this week as well, that every single Zen Studios game is in 1440p. And what worries me about that, Mike, is do you guys remember when the Arcade1Up pinball machines came out?
Yeah.
When the Arcade1Up pinball machines came out with Zen Studios games, the monitor that comes with your Arcade1Up pinball machine is a 1080p capable monitor. However, the games using the hardware that Arcade1Up provided Zen Studios were outputted at 720p, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of back in that situation. We have a pinball 4K, and the only reason why it's called a 4K is because there's a 4K playfield screen. Yeah, it's 4K 60 hertz. It's not 4K 122 hertz or whatever, but it's a 4K screen. And all the games are being outputted at 4K, except for these coveted Zen Studios games. So they're being broadcast or outputted, I should say, in 1440p. Now, what is the difference between 1440p and 1080p? It's only about a 1/3 improvement if you think about it, guys. If you have a 1080p screen and a 1440p screen next to each other, it's only about 1/3 difference in resolution and pixels. And that's something that I think a lot of people were harping on this week. That seemed to be a big sticking point for a lot of people, especially for the price they're paying for the tables and stuff. And keep in mind, this is the feedback I've been seeing on forums. I haven't actually looked at it myself yet. So I'm hoping, Mike, do you think down the road they'll juice up that resolution, or do you think the Zen games are all going to be in 1440p versus the Magic Pixel games moving forward? What are your thoughts? Have you heard anything from the crowd?
So no, I mean, again, like I keep telling you, the Skype chat that we had with AtGames, just there's no communication going on there at all. So there's nothing coming out from AtGames like inside information or anything like that. On Wagner's list, because Wagner's got a list here of all the display resolutions. That's where I went to just to check this, and yeah, like all the Zen Studio games are coming out in 1440p. There's some that's above that, but they're still not 4K. So like Williams Attack from Mars is 2.8K, and it looks like the new games coming out now are going to be 2.8K.
Okay, guys. Carl's got to go. He's got a little bonfire party going on at his house. Carl, we appreciate you, man. We'll see you next week.
I appreciate you guys. Just when my internet got good.
I know, man.
The guy fixes his internet, and then now it's time to bolt. Thanks a lot, brother.
All right, guys, man. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, we'll see you next week, Carl. Big shout out to Detroit Love in the live
Go
chat.
Bears. Go Bears. Green Bay.
Yeah.
Quarterback is good. That's my quarterback.
When it comes to the Bears and the Lions, remember how we started the show, Carl? We're doing our part. We're doing our part.
Yeah. Michael was talking a whole lot of smack, and he got smacked. And the team got smacked, too.
There you go.
All right, gentlemen.
So, and again, guys, we're just reporting on what people are saying on Facebook groups and Reddits and Discords and stuff, that they're not happy finding out that the Zen Studio games are only 1440p. Now, as you can see in the live chat, there's several people now in our live chat saying, hey, it looks good enough to me. Hold on. I'm satisfied with the resolution, etc. And then we had someone else said something positive about it. I can't find it now. They said, as long as it plays well. Who said that in the live chat? Oh, man, the live chat's really moving right now. Bobby says they wrote a check without having the technical skills to pull it off. Interesting thoughts there. So you're going to have to decide whether or not that's important to you. Mike, you seem to be having a lot of fun with yours. I noticed you did a live stream yesterday with the Universal Pack.
Universal Pack, played some Addams Family as well. Back to the Future's so freaking good, man.
How did it play? Because again, I haven't done the updates yet. I'm doing them tomorrow when I actually have time. But what'd you think of it?
Oh, I thought it was a night and day difference. Like, you know, I could play Addams Family, but like you get used to, you know, that latency and stuff like that, so you get adjusted to it. This was a completely different experience. Like I was actually responding to the ball real time. I wasn't having to gauge my shots knowing that there was a little bit of a latency there. It felt more real time. Like again, I'm a novice, so I'm not like this wicked master virtual pinball player. So what's acceptable to me might not be acceptable to somebody that's, you know, more into the hobby than I am. But I thought it went really well. I also thought like the game looked good. Like I said, the new games coming out are not going to be 1440p. It looks like the display resolution is going to be, it says approximately 2.8K. So 2240 by 1260. So I don't know if it'll get all the way up to 4K, but it looks like that's what they're aiming for right now, this approximate 2.8K.
Dude, do you have to have ads on your videos? Seriously, Mike?
Do you put ads on your videos?
Yeah, of course, Mike. I'm just giving you shit, dude. All right, so we'll have to see how that's going to play out with that Zen Studio stuff. I do think that some people who, you know, are like, hey, I'm expecting a 4K version of the Zen games, and they're only getting a 1440p or a 2K version, which is what you were describing, Mike, a 2K version.
Yeah,
I think some people are going to feel angry, upset, maybe a little bait and switch there, but it seems like most people aren't going to care. Honestly, they're not going to care as long as it looks good and plays good.
It does look good. Yeah.
Like what was funny too is I noticed that some people were, like you said, they were complaining about the resolution on Addams Family, but the only picture I saw floating around was the picture of the rails.
That's it.
The wire rails. There were no other pictures of anywhere else on the table, so I'm assuming the rest of the table looks good. Like that was the only area they had an issue, right?
Yeah.
And I love what you guys put these Facebook groups, right? One of the guys in the Facebook groups was like, well, when I play pinball, I don't really have my nose to the screen. So he's like, I don't care.
No.
And that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. He's like,
you can notice it when you don't have your nose to the screen.
You can notice.
Yeah.
See, the issue is, can you notice it when you're standing up at playing level?
But see, the thing about it is you gotta, when you download it, before you download the update, just go in and see if you can just play without doing the update. Because what they also did was they added a new effect to the rails to make them look less fake and more chrome-like. And I think the problem with the rails comes on the fact that they're trying to make the rails on Addams Family more chrome-like. So you can take it for yourself. And then I saw some people here saying, oh, you only get half of 4K. Like I said, it's approximately 2.8K. So it's more than half, but, not really. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. So, I mean, all good points there, to each his own. When you can actually stand in front of the game, for example, and here, let's kind of take this off for right now. When you stand in front of the pinball machine and look down at the table from your normal standing playing height, and the table looks like you need to, like, hey, is something wrong with my glasses? You know what I mean? Because it's so blurry and fuzzy and terrible looking. That's when it becomes an issue. Games like Star Trek The Next Generation, games like Victory, the Gottlieb game. I am so happy to see that this problem is getting resolved. And I am so happy to see that so many people were so happy this week. Everyone was like, I played it. It might be 30% better, but it feels 100% better. I mean, the comments everywhere were crazy. People are excited and happy, and I'm happy that people are happy. But although this problem is getting fixed moving forward, or improved, we can't say fixed, improved.
Latency improvement,
I am hoping we still get audio improvements. We still get table graphic improvements. You're going
to be happy with that. The tables are better. They perform better with the SSF kit after the update. Good. Addams Family is fixed, and you're really going to like Back to the Future.
Well,
you might not, because you're having a problem with yours.
What do you mean?
Didn't you have a problem with your subwoofer or something like that?
Oh yeah, like my subwoofer wasn't working with a lot of the games,
Yeah.
Which that was a common issue.
Yeah.
That many people reported.
So it's not broken, you're just having an issue. Right. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, so much happiness. Guys, let's be honest. It was nice to see. Usually when an arcade company in this space makes an announcement or does an update or releases a product, usually it's only about 30% of the people are happy, 70% of the people are shitting on it, right? This week, it was nice to see 70% of the AtGames fans were happy with the improvements, and maybe there was only 30% still shitting on it, being detractors, upset about 1440p and stuff. But even though this problem's going away, we are still going to advocate that, hey guys, you spent 15, 25, 35 bucks on these pinball games. We want these games to look better, Victory and Star Trek and World Cup Soccer, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen what this PCB, their motherboard, is capable of with the VPX standalone. So if they can get it going there, looking as good as it does, and running as efficiently as it does, I'm sure AtGames and Zen Studios can do the same as well, and give people a better visual experience on those, and audio experience. There's still work to be done. So hopefully we'll see AtGames continue to support this product and roll out improvements everywhere else.
So here's a comment from PG, and this is what I've been seeing most lately. People talking about improving their scores, being able to hit things, and saying, this is the Addams Family I remember. That's what I was excited to see yesterday. I played it. I felt there was a night and day improvement. I was very happy with it.
MCAP, you remember MCAP?
Yes. Yeah.
MCAP said something in my Discord that cracked me up today. I think it was MCAP. If anyone's in my Discord, if it was someone else, let me know. But I swear it was MCAP. MCAP wrote, "Today was the first time I actually played all 3 balls on Addams Family." Because usually he'll play a ball or two, get so pissed off, and turn the game off, right?
Yeah.
That cracked me up.
He's a big virtual pinball guy, right? So his expectations were,
Huge.
it had to be under that 60 frames per second, right? So
yeah, huge. So yeah, I am eager to look forward to it because hopefully this will make me a happy camper as well. We shall see. But if you look hard enough, you can find a way to complain about everything. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's right. Anyways, I think, again, the 1440, from what I'm seeing from Wagner's list here, and I could be wrong, the updated versions will be higher than 1440. It looks like they're going to be 2.8K.
Well, let's pull up Wagner's thing right here. And I'm not going to critique Wagner. Wagner's a good guy, and let's be honest, guys. He put in a ton of work on these latency things and the latency testing and all that, which we greatly appreciate. And obviously he works for AtGames. He got paid for his work, and that's all well and good, right? So
give the guy a break, guys. His previous job, he was harassed and bullied as an Oompa Loompa at the chocolate factory.
Right. Here's my only issue with the latency testing he did. Let's pull up his video. And I hate to make Wagner do this all over again. But for instance, what's happening here while he's testing the latency, guys? What's happening? Let's go back, Mike. What's happening now? He did this thing where he guys, all 180 freaking tables, he tested. He clicked the flipper button 30 times on every single table. Do the math. 3,000 some presses, right? But which way were these tested, Mike? See where the pinball is right here? Insert quarter. The game is waiting for you to fire the pinball. We don't know if all the effects are turned on the tables or not, right? We also, the game isn't playing. He's not actually playing the game. The game is in a static position and all he's doing is hitting the flipper button, right? And I think that's going to give you the best result, right? The ball's not moving. There's not all these things happening on the table, lights blinking, shit going off, characters moving around. And keep in mind, all that activity is going to affect the performance. So he did this in just a static starting position for all these tables, which I'm sure made the results a little bit better, in my opinion. I would have loved to see just one more column where here it is sitting still and here it is when you're actually playing. And he could have done the button presses, while actually playing the game. You know what I'm saying, Mike? And that, I think, maybe would have given us a more accurate result. I'm just saying, this is my opinion. I'm no expert, but that's what that's what I would have liked to see. So I would have liked to see something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how much harder that would be to do, but it would be cool to see Wagner do a follow-up and, like you said, do some of these latency tests during gameplay. That'd be a cool idea. I agree.
Yeah, the game, but nothing's happening on the table. All right, James, what did I just say?
So
the game, he inserted a quarter, the ball kicks over, it's sitting by the plunger, it's ready to go. Probably the only thing happening on the table right now is some lights are blinking. It's waiting for you to play the game. Now you actually need to play the game. You actually have stuff going off on the table. You got the ball traveling north and south down the play field. There's a lot more demand happening. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more things happening when you're actually playing the game versus it just sitting still. Does that make sense? So I would have just liked to see this tested while he was actually playing the game. That's all I'm saying. And I'm sure the difference, Mike, maybe would have been in milliseconds, right? Maybe I'm just being too picky. But I would have liked to see that.
Yeah,
maybe we can add a column.
Agreed. It would be nice to see that. PG says if he does all the tables with the same thing, should be no issue as long as the same parameters were used for both tables.
Yep. There you go. Okay, so that's good stuff. Mike, you would recommend picking up the Universal Pack?
Oh man, I had a lot of fun with it, but like I'm biased on that one. I'd have to throw my bias out there ahead of time. I love the Back to the Future Zen table. Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time. I was so happy with that. And looking at the comments in most of the Facebook groups, seems like Back to the Future is the real winner out of that table pack. People think that performs the best. I also agree. I had so much fun playing that yesterday. So happy to finally have that on one of these at-home tables. So really, really happy with that. Jaws, I had a lot of trouble playing Jaws. Not that the game was wrong, but it just plays so differently than I'm used to it playing on my actual, on my desk while I'm playing just with a controller. So I got to get used to Jaws. And I played ET for the first time. I had never played it before.
Wait a minute,
I hate
not
that
even
game.
not
Never.
even on not even on FX3?
I've owned it on FX3, Pinball FX,
Dude,
and I've
that's
never
funny.
played it. Yeah.
That's funny because when it comes to FX3 and the Universal Pack, I liked Back to the Future the most. Although the problem with Back to the Future is that game takes forever to play. You feel
Oh,
like you're
yeah.
playing a Zakaria Deluxe game from Magic Pixel. You're sitting there like it's been 28 minutes. Can I lose a ball already? Like I'm
Yeah.
ready to give up and just let a ball drain.
I got in trouble yesterday actually because I had to go drop my daughter off at tutoring, and my wife was like, "Are you coming?" And I was like, okay, I'll pause it or something. I've been at this forever."
Yeah. And Back to the Future takes forever to play. Great game. It's the best
Amazing,
one out of the three, but just takes too long. And I actually like ET more than Jaws. I actually
Really?
I don't like their version of Jaws at all on FX.
It's very similar to the Stern one. It uses very similar elements.
Are you sure?
100%. Think about the shark fin when you shoot in.
That's true. Well, keep in mind, I've only played that Jaws like less than 10 times.
Yeah.
On the Stern one. FX3, I played it a bunch more, but I never really could get into it. I like the ET better, man. I like it when the ship comes out of the table, the ET mothership. Like I think that's pretty cool.
PDubs, phone home. Nooner, very, very clear on this. There's a late barrier to entry with me doing that. I would love a Back to the Future skin. Hell, I would sell my ALP Addams family to get an Attack from Mars. I love the Attack from Mars, but I'm in Canada and the only table we can get is Addams family anyways. There's no option for us to buy anything else. So unless it comes here, I don't even have a choice.
Yeah. Good. Someone else likes ET. All you ET haters in the chat. ET's fun. At least the Zen Studios version.
Bobby Broadway, NES Back to the Future is actually a really good game. People give it so much shit, but a lot of the complaints about it are, some are fair, but once you get used to it, it is so fun. The only thing is that game fucking cheats you at the end. If you make it all the way to the end on the final stage, if you don't beat the final stage, no matter how many lives you have left, anything like that, if you don't beat the final stage right, it's just game over. Just it. Game cheats you, but the rest of the game is actually pretty fun, really challenging. If you can beat Back to the Future on the NES, you deserve a medal, man, because it's tough.
And then also some people were asking in our live chat, Mike, about a new skin or theme for AtGames. I did catch wind that on their September calendar, which I had to send to one of my old college professors to have him decipher this weird calendar that they created. It's not other that they got a new theme coming out. What day is that coming out, Mike? Do you know?
Well, there's some questions about that now because I put it up in my video. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a new theme. I'm excited about this. Like, could it be Back to the Future, all this stuff?
Chucky. It's got to be
Chucky. Chucky's another really good option.
It's Halloween season.
But someone pointed out it says Legends 4KP product, not necessarily a theme. So there's a chance this might not be a new Legends Pinball theme, and it might just be the Legends Ultimate 4K.
So
I'm hoping it's a new theme.
I'm not getting Chucky.
Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I heard it's natural history to
Look,
Egypt.
if AtGames ever did, well, I mean, they would have to wait for Zen Studios, but like if Zen Studios did like a Scared Stiff, and then it came to AtGames as a skin, or if AtGame, or even though it's a custom game, it's not based on a real table. The Chucky, if they do it right and make it a bloody killer looking table with artwork on it, I would sell my Addams Family Mike. I would put it on Facebook Marketplace, and I would buy the Chucky one.
I think Chucky would be a good choice for them to do. Back to the Future too.
We've talked about this many times on these streams. Although The Thing is a better Pinball M table, way better game,
and better movie,
and a better movie. I don't think that table would sell as many units as Chucky. Chucky, your common person walking through Sam's Club, if these ever make it to Sam's Club, will see Chucky on it. They're more likely to buy it than if they see The Thing on it. You know what I mean? Because it's Chucky. He's a household name. Hell, I didn't even notice this, Mike. Did you know there's like 3 seasons of a Chucky TV show on Peacock?
Sci-fi.
I didn't even
Sci-fi. Oh, we don't have Peacock in Canada. It comes on Sci-fi.
I didn't even know. Now I'm gonna binge watch that. I'm like, there's a Chucky TV show. Where have I been? Oh, that's right. I've been making YouTube videos, not paying attention to what's happening in the real world. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think it would do good. So I'm hoping they announce a Chucky skin sooner than later.
What about
what better time of the year to do it? What better time?
What about Monster Basher, Creature of the Black Lagoon? Would you like either of those?
Those would be cool too.
Yeah.
But, I want something bloody and scary that, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to buy it. It's so offensive. I'll be like, that's the one for me.
Yeah. I'm a big, I got to try to say this without my Newfoundland accent and the herder. I'm a big horror guy.
Yeah.
So, anything like that would definitely pique my interest quite a bit. I think that would be a smart move from AtGames, and especially with the playing with Pinball M.
There you go. So here's the other thing. I'm glad you asked this. All right. So putting artwork on a pinball machine. We've had this discussion before in the past. I've done it before with my Qbert over there in the corner. And let me tell you something. That was probably the most stressful, annoying artwork installation I have ever done. Putting artwork on a pinball machine, especially these AtGames where you have to remove the coin door and tear apart some of the other things on the table. Like, it was a process. I don't know if I would do pinball machine artwork again. I might just buy it just not to do it, Mike. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Anyways, I do hope it's another pinball machine. I think the Legends Ultimate 4K would be cool. I mean, it's been a long time coming now. They announced it, last year. So we've been waiting a long time for it, but I know there's a lot of people out there where it's not a price issue. It's not even a latency issue. They're just waiting because they're afraid to buy an AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. And then the minute they do, they'll end up coming out with a new theme that they love. And they're like, damn it, I should have bought that other one. So I think people are waiting on more themes on these.
Yeah, many people have said they would love to buy an AtGames 4K pinball, but they're just waiting for the artwork. They're just waiting for the artwork.
19K Fox, like if they put out a Back to the Future pinball 4K, it would break Console Kit's heart, but I'm sure Fox would buy that. And then Console Kits would be like, no, buy a real pinball, Foxy.
Well, you know what I'm worried about is Fox is trying to buy the Capcom Street Fighter
what an
pinball game. And I'm sitting here, I'm screaming at Fox, like, Fox, if your first real pinball machine is the Capcom Street Fighter, you are gonna hate it, and you're gonna be so mad that you wasted $3,000 on it that you'll never want to buy another real pinball machine again. You'll think it like
pinball sucks. I hate pinball.
Yeah, and he got to choose between Capcom Street Fighter and Baywatch, and I'm like, dude, buy Baywatch. And if you
100%.
buy Baywatch, you will love it so much, and it'll make you want to buy more pinball machines.
But it's Baywatch.
But do not start Do not start with Capcom Street Fighter Pinball, one of the worst pinball games ever made.
Like super cool theme, especially if you're a 90s
Yes.
arcade guy like Fox is.
Right.
Amazing theme. It's just the game is really bad.
Yeah.
Console Kids knows. Fox
No.
with the Darth Vader no from
No. Don't buy Capcom Street Fighter. There you go. All right, Mike. Let's kind of skip through here. So we got were there any reveals, guys, on oh wait, let's end the poll because Paul needs the results. What do you want from Arcade1Up? Do you want slimcades, 3/4 scale arcades, or XL Pro size? And 65% of you out of 144 votes want bigger cabinets. It's important to note, Mike, that 30% of voters still want the normal 3/4 scale. That's actually a pretty good number. That's a big number.
Well, I mean, people don't want to buy this stuff over again. Not everybody's crazy like us and willing to buy their 5th Street Fighter cab.
Yeah. And what was I going to tell you? Yeah, slipcades. Look at this. Hey, Arcade1Up. Someone send this to Arcade1Up. People don't want your skinny, tiny arcade machines. There you go.
Ooh.
Okay, so we have Avatar to talk about. Man, Mike, we're already at 90 minutes.
What do you want me to do? I mean, like I said, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. It's been a big week, man. It's been crazy.
I know. We got Avatar, PlayStation 5.
Really quickly.
Oh, the X-Men bomb of a live stream.
And man, Jack Danger's bulge. That Cyclops suit was fitting him real well.
So, we're chatty catty, like a bunch of catty girls behind the scenes. And sure enough, the X-Men stream is going on. And I messaged Mike. I'm like, Mike, are you watching this? This is a disaster. This game it looks terrible. The X-Men from Stern. And Mike's like, but did you see Jack Danger's bulge? Hashtag worth it.
So anyways, obviously it's still very early. George Gomez himself came out and he said, yeah, guys, we rushed this one. Code's not there. We really rushed. Yeah. And they were having a lot of problems during the stream. So from what I understand, only like the last 10 minutes were really, really good and showed much of the game. They were having lots of problems with it. That did them no favors the other night. We talked about how this was so weird, a pinball machine where the playfield was to the side, more like virtual pinball. A lot of people were talking that it's actually easy to drain on this one straight down the middle because where the playfield is so narrow, like all the shots are coming back really quickly. It's tough. This is one that I think if you can go out to a bar and play yourself. I mean, pinball only costs $1, but if you're the kind of collector that wants to buy these, I think this is one you might want to wait and see what happens. Like even James Bond at first wasn't great, but after a while, it became a really, really good game, right? Yeah. So sometimes it just takes a while for the code to get where it needs to be.
Yeah, but guys, if you want to just sit there and kind of sit in shock for a bit, you can go watch this on the official Stern YouTube channel. This was supposed to be a big moment for them because when this game got announced, so many of us were hyped because we all looked at the cover. You know how they say don't judge a book by its cover, right? But we were judging a book by its cover.
It looks so freaking cool.
Right. But the actual gameplay was terrible. The code wasn't ready. They were struggling. They couldn't get over like 20 million points. Like it was just a bad thing. And it was really sad to see. That's because their other games that they've premiered that way, done these live streams, have been awesome. And they're fun to watch, these live streams. So what's funny is, so they didn't do good, but Jersey Jack comes out and they give us the full reveal of Avatar. And although this is a $15,000 pinball machine?
$1 million.
Holy crap. That is well,
Jersey Jack is always, prestige pricing with Jersey Jack. And they talk about it too. They say everything in our machine is quality. We don't take half steps. But, I mean, it's tough because until Elton John, they're really cool machines. They're beautiful. They're great to look at. But they've got like really weak flipper strength that is always kind of a little bit of a turnoff for me.
Yeah.
Apparently Elton John fixes that. I still haven't had a chance to play it. And it's just kind of preference. One for me is I hate this theme. Like, I hate Avatar. I've never watched the movie. I'm never going to watch the movie. I have no interest in this theme at all.
So,
but even though I can't deny that this table looks so friggin' cool, so beautiful. Not the art. I think the art is bullshit on the side of the table. Like, they talked so much in this featurette video that went way too long about the art and how this is a new image for them.
You didn't like this? This was all right. So the guys, this is an 18-minute behind the scenes making a video that Jersey Jack put on their YouTube channel. I loved it. I thought it was great to listen to it.
But look at that artwork. They're like, oh my God, that artwork is so amazing. I'm like,
Well, he made a point. He goes, everyone always does just movie Photoshop cropping of photos from the movies. And what they did here is very similar to what Zen Studios just did on their Princess Bride pinball machine, right? They're like, we're going to just make it hand-drawn artwork is what it is.
I'm fine with hand-drawn artwork. I mean, Stern does such a great job with that.
So instead of just like cropping a movie still and like, okay, we need Sully. Okay, let's Photoshop him out. Okay, slap him on the machine, cut and paste. They actually hand-drawn these, these artwork. I actually like the style, Mike. And I thought it was a great video. I can't wait until you meet Jersey Jack Pinball in Chicago, Mike.
The video was a little long, and you got to remember, I also don't like Avatar. So like they were talking about like how everything tied into the movie and stuff, and I was like, yeah, just show me more of the table. I don't really give a shit about Avatar.
Oh man. But overall, again, what Jersey Jack is known for, a beautiful light show.
Oh my God, it's so cool looking.
And the machine apparently turns into night mode. And then, kind of like Avatar, the movie, where everything glows in the dark, you get the same night mode effects here. In my opinion, guys, this is a great watch. I watched all 18 minutes, and I recommend you guys go check it out and hopefully enjoy it.
They talk a lot about the Avatar movie. If you've never watched an Avatar movie and you never want to watch an Avatar movie, there's a lot of really in detail Avatar movie talk in this video.
Yeah. There was the night mode right there. Did you see that? That was a beautiful shot.
Oh, this is incredible. I love this. And they've got like these drop play fields too. I don't know if you see them, but they've got like
two
drop play fields like Black Hole and shit.
Yeah. There's 2 lower level play fields, I think they said. And
they got a scoop ramp. They got a scoop ramp. They called it a scramp.
Yeah. I think it's cool enough that if I saw this at an arcade, I would probably go play it. But would I buy it? No. We talked about this. I like the Avatar movies, but not enough of a fan to say I need a pinball machine based on them. You usually buy something that of this amount of money for something you're a super fan of, like me, Labyrinth, right?
Yeah.
It's like no questions asked. That was my childhood right there. So yeah, there you go.
So I think it's different for every person that does it. Some people just buy them for the game because that's what they're into. Like for me, I don't have that kind of cash where I can just drop on pinball tables like that. Like it has to be a perfect storm with a theme plus a really good game, all tied together.
Yep. All right. So what else we got?
PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm surprised that Restalgia isn't here to talk about this. He must be super excited. He has a lot in common with the PlayStation 5 Pro. They're both dickless.
Oh my God. That's
dickless,
terrible,
right? Wait a minute. I read it wrong. Discless. Apparently the PlayStation 5 Pro is discless.
You actually put together a joke. Oh my God. All right. So you'll have to pull it up. I don't have any assets for that, but tell me all about this, Mike.
See if I can get the video up for you here. Like I've said earlier, I've been having a lot of trouble getting it up lately. I'll see what I can do. Anyways, the PlayStation 5 is discless. This is the big takeaway. And it's coming in at, was it $699 US? Which is a big chunk of cheddar.
For something that has no discs?
That's right. No discs. No dick. Keep the conversation going while I'm getting this up, will you?
There's a new PlayStation that doesn't have discs, ladies and gentlemen. No discs.
That's all you got.
I have my PlayStation 5 here, and I see no reason to buy this new version. So I'm good.
Yeah. Biggie D is bringing up some other points here too with the presentation that a lot of people are upset about because, I mean, like PlayStation are dropping this super expensive console on our laps, like $700 upgrade. Oh my God, how do I turn off these captions? So $700 upgrade, and a lot of people are questioning the leap in the graphical capabilities of this Pro. So then it doesn't come with a disk drive, and like it comes with a little tiny stand. They don't even give you the stand. You have to buy the stand separately.
Yeah, and that seems weird, right? Like, it just seems like something that should come with it at that price point.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? You know what I like about the ones that have the discs is I still have a pretty hefty DVD and Blu-ray collection.
Me too.
Like,
Yeah.
and I don't own a separate DVD or Blu-ray player. Like downstairs in our main TV, the Xbox Series X is our DVD Blu-ray player if we ever want to fire up one of those things. Even though I'll be honest, I haven't bought a new DVD or Blu-ray in probably 2 years, Mike. We've been slowly going digital ourselves, but we still have a giant collection, right? And man, I would love to get rid of that stuff though.
Yeah, but here's the crazy thing, right? Like I'm going to replay this while we keep going, but here's the crazy thing about that. You can't sell DVDs now. Like you can't even bring them to Goodwill. You bring them to Goodwill and they're like, "Oh, we're not really taking those." So like here's the thing. I don't really want to get rid of it because I spent a ton of money, cultivating this big collection of movies, and we do a lot through streaming right now. But like I love the fact that if I can't find something on streaming, I can just go downstairs and grab it. Like right now in Canada, Monster Squad, you can't find on streaming, but I can just go downstairs and grab the DVD. Yeah. So
we did have a few weeks ago. You remember I had that internet outage at my house?
Yeah.
And I couldn't join the show. Whatchamacallit? My wife and I were able to put on one of the DVDs because we couldn't stream anything. Mm-hmm. We couldn't access Netflix or anything because the internet was out. So it was nice to have those there just in case, right? But how often does that happen? I was talking to Melissa here. Can you take this off the screen real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I was talking with Melissa and I was like, babe, we have like 500 DVDs and Blu-rays. We have 2 bookshelves filled with them. I was like, and they just sit there. And she's like, well, we just use them. The power goes out. The internet goes out. Whatever, I was like,
you were like, when is that ever going to happen?
How often does that happen? In my opinion, here's what I want to do. I want to comb through them and like break it down to like maybe 20, 25 of like your all-time favorite films. You know what I mean? But do I really need stuff like, 13 Ghosts and all these other movies? Do I really need these movies like hanging around? Pick your favorites, your Star Wars.
13 Ghosts is an awesome movie, man.
Something to keep you entertained while you're waiting for your internet to come back up, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I would love to just sell and get rid of get rid of these, empty out these bookshelves. And she's fighting me on it.
Yeah, we have a pretty sizable DVD collection downstairs.
Yeah.
I'd throw out all my wife's DVDs in a minute, but I'm not throwing out my copy of Hard Target. That's mine.
Yeah. Hang on. Someone tagged me in something here. Let's see what this is. All right. Nope, we're good. All right, my dude. So PlayStation 5, are you guys in or out? Let us know in the live chat. I'll hang back. If this one ever burns out, I might be stuck picking one of those up, right?
So one of the things with it is you can buy an additional disk drive for about $100, $80 in the US. So, and the cool thing is it's not like the Microsoft 360 HD DVD player where it just sits on the console. You actually install it onto the console. Like it sucks that you have to buy it extra, but you do have an option to add a disk drive. So I think that's pretty exciting that there is that option. That gives me hope. Like if it was something separate that just plugged in, like a tumor. I wasn't very excited about that, but the fact that you can actually
Did you say a
upgrade and do it-
tumor?
like a tumor, it's not
Like
a tumor.
It's not a tuba, Mike.
It's not a tumor.
Mike, it's not the tuba.
So, anyways,
All right.
I think that's cool that you can do it, but you better be careful because Mr. Rightway, I don't know if you guys watch him on YouTube, but I follow him on Twitter. He mentioned that stores are already selling out of these PlayStation 5 disk drives with people anticipating purchasing a Pro when it comes out in November.
All right.
Carlo, yeah, he said this on my video too.
Yeah.
Some games might be heavily optimized for the new Pro, games like GTA 6 and stuff. So there might be a reason to do it.
All right, Mike, we have 2 topics left we didn't cover that were on your list, but honestly, those topics can wait until next week.
Very quickly, happy Friday the 13th, everybody. If you're a fan of horror movies, I advise you turn on your favorite Friday the 13th, watch them. And if you want to get nasty, turn on the remake because Julianne Guile, I don't know how to say her last name, Gull or whatever it is, that sex scene is bodacious. Her tits are stupendous.
So here's what I want you guys to do this weekend. You have an assignment. It's Friday the 13th. We're entering spooky season. If you haven't gone with your family yet to go see Beetlejuice, take the family and go see it. Is it good? In my opinion, it's okay, but it's worth a watch. And what I want, Mike, is this. I want people to go see it. That way it makes money and they make a sequel. Because, Mike, you realize what the third movie would be called.
Beetlejuice, which I think is brilliant. Yeah.
Which is freaking brilliant. But they're not going to make a third Beetlejuice if you all don't get off your butts and go to the movie theater and spend some money. So do me a favor, go see it so I get Beetlejuice. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was amazing, but it has a lot of great nostalgic moments that'll tug at your heartstrings and make you remember the first movie.
Did he hunk his nuts and say, nice fucking model?
No, but just like the first movie, keep in mind, Mike, that was the only swear word
whole time
in the
PG-13,
original Beetlejuice. Yeah. There's only one swear word in this movie as well. And I'm not going to ruin it for you guys. Spoilers. But they did the same thing where they had him only curse once. So
really quickly, it is Friday the 13th, and I'm a huge fan. So I got to ask you, of all the Friday the 13th movies you watched over the years, I don't know if you're a big horror guy or not, of all the Friday the 13th movies, what was your favorite Jason kill?
Favorite Jason kill? Or do you mean favorite Jason movie?
Well, you can tell me movie, but you also have to tell me his favorite kill, like the favorite time he killed somebody. What was the coolest thing you saw him do?
So honestly, probably the one moment that got me really hyped was actually, you're going to laugh, it was the Freddy vs. Jason movie. And of course, that movie's been out long enough, so I think I can talk about it. But when he comes out of the water, you know, they go in the water and we're like, who won? And Jason comes out of the water. And everyone's like, oh, it's Jason. But he comes out slowly. And then once he's high enough, you see he's holding Freddy's severed head. I was there opening night, Mike, in the theater. Midnight show. First people to see the movie. Crowd went bananas cheering. And that got me pumped. And I completely forgot that I was a Freddy fan.
Yeah.
But it was such a cool moment. It's a terrible movie. It was like, hey, let's do Alien vs. Predator. Let's do Freddy versus Jason. Like they're terrible movies, but it was such a cool moment. It was like my favorite Jason moment in the cinemas was when he comes out of the water holding Freddy's head. Like I thought it was really funny. I thought it was great, exciting, got me pumped. Yeah, I was really young back then too.
Yeah,
you know. But what about you? Let me guess. The sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag against the tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most popular one. They've done that a couple times now. They've done it. Of course, it was famously in Jason X when they did the flashback scene. And of course, they did it in the remake as well, except they did a different scene on it. They had the girl tied up in the sleeping bag over the fire. So it was on fire in the sleeping bag. Sleeping bag is the one for me just because it's so ludicrous. And if you look at it, he bashes her feet off the tree, which kills her. But I love the sleeping bag kill. My favorite Friday the 13th movie kind of goes back and forth. It's a real toss up between 2 and 3. You're a 4 man, if I remember correctly, right?
Wait, say that part again.
Friday the 13th, part 4, Final Friday.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not Final Friday. Final chapter.
Yeah, and it wasn't the final chapter.
No, of course not. I actually like Friday 5 too. Friday 5 is a lot better than People. Yeah.
Wait, which one was he in space?
Jason X. If Jason X is your favorite, we can't be friends anymore.
Like
Jason X is a fine movie, but it's horrible.
Jason in space. And didn't Leprechaun go to space once too?
You know what pissed me off about Leprechaun in Space? Daphne from Home Improvement was in it. You know, the girl that replaced Pamela Anderson on Home Improvement. She was in it, and we didn't see her boobs. Like, that breaks my heart. I rented it because I was like, the Home Improvement chick is in a horror movie. We're gonna see her boobs.
Oh man, I remember when Barbed Wire came out on video, and I rented Barbed Wire. I only watched 4 minutes of that movie.
That was long enough. That did the job. Mom, take it back to the store. I'm finished with it.
I'm done. That's exactly what happened. I only needed it for a couple of moments.
The Kevin Bacon kill. What was it? Tom Savini worked on that one, and he was still relatively young at the time. So it's so unrealistic though. The arrow coming up through like his throat and stuff like that. Wouldn't he feel it when it first like went into his back?
Yeah. Well, I was always partial to the Freddy movies. I mean, the first one was insanely scary and intense.
Yeah.
We got to see Johnny Depp get killed in the bed. You know, that was like his first.
Do you know that in a cutout scene, his body actually comes out of that bed afterwards?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought it was much more crazy and gory, the fact that it was just blood. And they were like, do we need a body bag? More like a mop? Anyways, they were going to show that like his body just came out and he was dead. I am so glad they didn't do that. Would have ruined the whole scene.
Yeah. And then you had Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Freddy's Revenge, which was weird because it was more of a possession story versus a dream, you know.
Wouldn't say it's a possession story. If you actually do some looking into it, it's very has very heavy homosexual overtones intentionally.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Oh, it's very big.
But then you had like the Dream Warriors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was great.
Dream Warriors was so good.
And then the Dream Child, where he was invading the kid's dreams, the baby, the unborn baby's dream.
That was worse. Dream Child was terrible. Oh my god.
They got campier and campier. You know what I mean? Like it turned into a comedy. And it reminds you of Chucky, right? Like the first Child's Play, scary AF.
Oh, it was really good. Yeah. And
then, you know, by Chucky 2 and 3, like it became a joke, and then Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. It's just it's just gore with comedy. It's not a scary movie anymore, right?
Yeah, so that's not true. If you watch the documentary about the lead from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, I think it's called Scream Queen, something like that. Anyways, James,
we shouldn't even talk about that stuff. I don't want to get canceled.
Well, I'm not trying to get canceled. And I said homosexual, but I meant homoerotic tones.
I mean,
it's actually him who brings it up, and he mentions it. And he says that he feels the director did it on purpose because they knew he was gay. So it's not people are saying that because the lead was gay. There's more to it than that, James.
Yeah. Well, nothing I want to talk about on this show.
No, of course. This is more suited for the 19K Fox post show. Politics, religion, gender identity. Always be a member for 19K Fox.
Then you had Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. And then Wes Craven's New Nightmare was a complete disaster where he's like, okay, this is a movie, but guys, this is real life. The actors.
New Nightmare was excellent, man. Like,
I didn't like it. It was cool. They brought Nancy back, but it was weird. Like Freddy's a really real, and he comes and he kills the actors who filmed the movie. Like it was a hot mess of crap.
Well,
and then
that was when what's his name, Wes Craven was going through this whole like pseudo realism type thing. And even though, New Nightmare didn't hit the mark, like it was still a very dark, cool movie, had a lot of cool ideas. That's kind of what led to Scream. Scream happened because of New Nightmare.
Yeah, the first Scream was honestly a good movie. Like a
Excellent.
lot,
Yeah.
it's a very watchable, good movie, and then they made 5 sequels to it.
Yeah.
So nothing beats the original, isn't that what they say, Mike? Unless it's The Godfather or The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, they're really the only sequels that do the job, except for
Godfather Part 2, of course, everybody who doesn't know what I'm referencing, but
so
Godfather Part 2, best movie in the whole Godfather series. Empire Strikes Back, still the best movie out of every Star Wars ever made.
So you know what the best third movie in a series ever is?
If you say Back to the Future Part 3, I'm going to laugh, but go ahead.
Well, Back to the Future Part 3 was really good, but the best third movie ever in a series was Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. The movie gets a lot of shit, but it's very, very good. I go back and forth between Part 2 and Part 3 all the time. Anyways, I wasn't really going to say that. Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas may be the greatest movie in that series. I can watch that every single day on repeat.
That movie is terrible. Where they kill Santa Claus? Come on, man.
That part kind of sucks. But where the guy comes out of the closet and he's like, okay, my baby is fucked on cocaine. You can't tell me that's not hilarious.
But all right, Mike, what about Piranha 3, which was Piranha 3D? Have you seen it in 3D? It's freaking awesome.
I went to the movie theater to see it, and I got to see Jerry O'Connell recite the greatest line in movie history. They took my penis.
And then you had Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D as it's known, but oh man, that movie wasn't so good.
Anyways, watch your favorite Friday the 13th tonight.
Yeah, go watch something scary tonight before we go to bed.
Really weird. Someone brought this up on Twitter earlier, and I noticed it too. It's one of the first times we've had like a October, September, Friday the 13th, a Friday the 13th happen where there's no Friday the 13th marathon. There's no AMC, no Shudder. No one's doing a Friday the 13th marathon. So I thought that was a little lame. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that? Did Jason get canceled now? Like what happened?
Probably. Yeah.
All right. Guys, if you enjoyed tonight's 2-hour broadcast, do us a huge favor. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing. Oh my God, Mike, we forgot the giveaways again. Do you guys
someone said we were giving away a PlayStation 5 Pro, and I was like, what? Who said that?
Fuck. No, seriously, we got to do this. Mike, what should we do for giveaways? Should we do like, guys, do you want codes for AtGames stuff, or do you guys just want Steam codes or like a Steam gift card?
I'm reading the chat from earlier. It seems like they want a PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yeah, that ain't happening, guys. I gotta spend $2,500 and pay off this freaking super sprint machine. No, what should we do, guys? What should we do? Something reasonable. Should we just do Amazon gift cards?
I don't know. Maybe I did.
Gift card.
Why don't you do a poll on our Facebook page and figure out what we should do? Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. All right, guys, it'll probably end up being gift cards. That'll probably be the easiest way to make this happen. And so we'll put up a poll like, do you want Amazon, Walmart, Buy Stuff Arcades, Tulsa Arcades? Like we'll throw some arcade stuff in there. There you go. All right, guys, do us a favor. We will put that poll up in our group, and then next week come back for the live giveaways celebrating 3,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. All right, guys, you guys have a great night. And do you want to say what Carl says? We got to give him the outro.
Thanks for coming, guys. It's always a joy to spend Friday nights with you. I think that some of you are some of the best people in the community. Others of you, I don't know. That's still to be decided. But anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Please don't eat any dogs and cats, and we'll see you next week.
And until next time, we'll see you on the web.